Welcome back to this video, and today we're going to see disarms against a first quadrant. In particular, we're going to do a mini series on snake disarms. So the snake disarm is going to be something like this, and the quadrant that we're going to choose, as I said before, is the first quadrant, and that's going to be the top and inside. Remember that this is going to be part of a series, so expect more videos from different quadrants, obviously, but today we're going to cover this quadrant. So the first is going to be the basics. So in order for you to do the basics, there are two things that you have to meet first. Now, the block is going to be strong, otherwise the hand won't be able to do anything at all because the stick is going to come to your face. So make sure that you have a strong block, whether it is from this side or from this side in which you're going to strike against the stick. Second is, your hand needs to already be out. In the same video that I talk about quadrants, I talk about pulling, and that is a possibility for when you want to do all the type of disarms, which we will cover in the future. But today we're going to cover actually the snake. And in order for you to do a proper snake, you cannot stop first and then try to do disarm, because when you try to do this and you try to change, the person is already out, so you won't be able to continue. So instead, your form needs to be already there. And my advice would be to actually start by pushing against the form like this. So that way, when the person pulls, you're still here and you can still continue. Second thing that you always have to be mindful is the movement of the hand. Yes, you're going to put some weight down, but try not to make a big circle. That is actually only proper for when you're in longer range. When you're shorter range, you want to minimize the movement. So you want to go down, up towards the inside of the form of the person. And one more thing, you can actually go back and do like the basic disarm that you have in Balintawak, which is checking towards the back of the person like this. So one more time, 1, 2, 3, and 4. But that's not what we're going to see today. So this is just the basic. Let's actually look at possibilities. Let's look at variations. So variation number 2 would be the same beginning, up, down. But look at what I'm going to do. I'm going to twist towards the person and trap. As you can see, when you do, you put more pressure on the other person's wrist and the hand opens. Even if you do here, 1, 2, and trap, and I want you to see it from this side so you can see that I'm not straining my wrist, but rather I'm twisting towards the person, there's a possibility that the person obviously is stronger than you and you won't be able to pull the stick, but rather just control the hand. So if that happens, you can still have the possibility of attacking the face, you can attack the ribs, you can attack the hand, or you can use the puño instead if you're too close. Make sure that you always have an alternative to any disarm that you want to do, because you might not do whatever you were thinking and you still have to have something to compensate with, okay? So one more time, 1, 2, here, down, up, twist towards the other side, and if everything else fails, you can still use your puño or use your stick. Now that is a possibility, as I said before, but from that position, if I'm going here and I'm going towards the side, I can also turn, and as you can see, I'm actually twisting and stepping towards the side. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this little twist with my hand to actually cause more pain on the wrist. Here is this motion, and now from there, not only you can bring this down already and take it down, which I will explain in a second, but you can also free your stick if everything else fails. And then you can attack, as I said before, you can attack, in this case, the ribs, you can attack the leg, or even you can attack the face. You can use your fist if you want, but you can also use the thrust, which is one of the main things that you can do from this disarm. Again, once you're here, you're freeing, and in this case, you're freeing the stick for a reason, and the first attack that you can actually do is a thrust to the belly, chest, or the face. Now, how to perform that disarm that I was just showing you. So when you're here, you're going to start from the beginning. You're going to twist towards the side, and this is important. You're going to twist first inwards, but then what you're going to do is you're going to push down with your hand and lift your form up like this. As you can see, you now put so much pressure on the wrist. Most of the times it's going to open, but sometimes might not. That's why you have a second option. Again, I want to emphasize that idea. These arms are extremely complicated per se, so it's very difficult for you to pull them off. So you always have to have an alternative just in case. One more time, 1, 2, 1 here. Once you're there, and again, if it fails, boom, you still have the possibility, but all you need to do is twist, and after the twist, push down with your wrist on your hand in this case, and push up with your forearm. Now, final one, you can also aid yourself with the other hand like this. And that is actually a good possibility, particularly when you do it towards the side. Now, why do you want to go towards the side? Because that hand is still a threat. So when you enter here, yes, your hand's still covering your face, but when you move towards the side, the person can punch you. So to avoid that, there are two possibilities. In this case is moving backwards, kind of retreating from that, and then not being exposed towards that punch. Or number two, once you're here, what you're gonna do is step towards the side, and now you can actually bring that towards the side. As you can see, when you step towards the side, not only you step outside of the line, but also you're slightly farther than what you were doing before. That doesn't mean that the other person cannot turn and punch you. So what is the alternative to this? Now always is to make sure that your fist and your puño is up, just in case. And after that, you can hit and then you can finish your disarm. So again, these are just a few elements and a few disarms, snake disarms actually, from the first quadrant, the top inside that we're going to see. Keep in mind that this is, as I said before, part of the series, so expect to see more about that, but obviously from different quadrants. As usual, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like it, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Ush.